Bonjour Rog fans. Today we're ranting about something quite interesting. What's interesting to me? Electric cars. What a waste of time. Why are we being pushed this utter nonsense? For what purpose? For what purpose? They're not environmentally friendly by any stretch of the imagination. They're certainly not cheap. And they're certainly not cheap to maintain. Oh, that was 3. That's a Masonic number. Woo! So why is that, apart from the number 3, which is the number of control in numerology? Why is it that they're pushing this nonsense? Electric cars are hopeless. They've got crap range, they're heavy, they're actually technically dangerous to pedestrians because you can't hear them. So if you're slightly hard of hearing, or you're a couple of children playing in the street, playing football with your back to them, you ain't going to hear them. Because you know, children when they're playing, not exactly quiet, are they? That's it, you've had it. Now, petrol or diesel car, you can hear that coming a mile off. And a bus, and a train, and a little aeroplane. But not an electric car. Also, have you also noticed the way in which they've now made them so that they're really badly designed on purpose, so you can't reverse the car just by looking out the rear window? Because they've got massive C-pillars at the back. That's what they're technically called. The pillars at the front, the angle ones with the windscreen attached, that's the A pillar. The bit where the doors open and close, that's the B pillar. And the bit at the back where the boot is, that's the C pillar. Now the C pillars are gigantic and they sort of come round to the rear windows, so all you can see is metal. Now when you're coming down a slip road, according to the old highway code driving stated, you're supposed to look over your shoulder, depending which side of the road you're driving on. So if you're driving on the left-hand side of the road, you look over the old left shoulder to look out of the rear window to see what's coming down the slip road, because you're there and the slip road's there. Because if you just look left, you can't see. You have to look all the way around. Now, with a gigantic C-pillar, you could see nothing at all. Absolutely square root of 0. That's a dangerous hazard. And they haven't got bigger mirrors to compensate, like a van has. You're just doomed. And then when you try to reverse, most of them have really angled rear windows, which is really extraordinarily bizarre, or they're sloped, which is even worse. With the back end sort of bulges for no apparent reason. So there's the window, and then you've got the back end which you can't see. Makes it more dangerous. But then the rear windows and the C-pillar combination, you can't see out the back. So what do they do instead? To make money, to sell a badly designed car that's technically not safe for manoeuvring in, because it's not a commercial vehicle where they have big mirrors and compensations for that. They put parking cameras in, don't they? Which are extraordinarily dangerous because you're reversing, and where's your focus of attention? Is it out the rear window with peripheral vision for the side windows, seeing what's behind you? Oh no, it's not. You're staring at another mind control box going, oh. I actually, the Rog, did a corporate for Jaguar, drove an I-Pace, which is the electronic vehicle version of the, whatever the Pace is called. And that had front and rear cameras because how badly designed it was. Now the Rog had to turn around because he made a mistake in his navigation, and there was a bloke in a yellow vest who was some sort of security guard standing to the right, and I had to turn the car around so he'd be on the right again, and I couldn't see where the ends of the front of the car are because it's so badly designed on purpose. So they put a camera so that as soon as I put the car into the old first gear to reversing camera came on, which I had to use because I could see bugger all out the back windows. And then with a massive C-pillar on purpose. The C-pillar was bigger than 2 adult heads. That's how big it was. There's nothing at all. Ultimate hazard. Anyway, turned around, put the first gear. I can't see where the front thing is, so my mate presses a button on the old touchscreen, and the front camera comes on. That shows me like a wheel view angle of what's going on, and using that I could avoid the curb. The problem was because I was looking at the camera, I wasn't looking at the window. I nearly ran somebody over because I couldn't see him, because there's nothing here, nothing on the right hand side that says there's a hazard, get your eyes over here, son. No, none of that. Nearly killed somebody, I did. In an I-Pace. Because I was using the camera, not the old one. If they designed the car properly, there wouldn't have been a problem. Now imagine if that had been a child. I only saw it because it was an adult. If it had been a child, I wouldn't have seen the child at all. But it's just 5 miles an hour, crushed into the floor. Thank you, Jaguar. But this is endemic now. And I'm thinking, why are they pushing this crap? Especially when there are far superior versions. Back in the 60s, Rover, when they actually were Rover, not British Leyland rebadged, produced a number of very interesting cars. I think Chrysler did a similar thing. Now, Chrysler, it might have been a different, I think it was the Corsair or something. They both produced cars that work with jet engines. And I don't mean a jet engine as in Top Gun. It's on my 6, it's on my 6. 6 of what? Who knows? What if it's a 24-hour clock? He's on my 18. Anyway. So they had all this sort of weird stuff coming out. And I've completely lost my fucking thread now.